Hello and welcome to Author's Feet, a literary program focusing on contemporary authors and their journeys to authorship. I am your host, Empress Ciku Mwaniki. Our guest today is Clifford Oluoch. I looked at it because I need to be sure how I say the middle name. Clifford is a career teacher. He's recently joined us in being an author, and we're here to find out his journey and what got him to writing this amazing book. Karibu sana mwalimu. I'm going to refer to you as mwalimu from this point because that's what you really are. What are you reading at the moment?
Well, that's a difficult question because I don't read one thing at the moment. So the last 3 or 4 books that I bought is what I'm reading. I can't remember. Yours is which one? The latest one?
Yeah.
I bought 2, so I started with the most recent one.
Okay.
And then there's Eric.
A Cocktail of Unlikely Tales.
Yes,
that's
that
the one.
Yes, that one. And then there's Eric Muraguri or I can't remember the.
Mugara,
yes.
Yes, Miyamoto.
Yes, Miyamoto Mswahili. So I bought his book as well. Very interesting. And then there's Dwale's No Hope, whatever, I don't know. And then another one on leadership.
So everything you're reading right now is Kenyan?
No, there's only one on leadership, which is not Kenyan.
Okay.
But for the last 2 years, I've actually gone Kenyan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How is that? How are we doing?
We are doing good.
You're doing good.
Yeah, we are doing good, but we could do better, especially, I don't think on the writing bit, but I think more on the printers. Our local printers is a bit wanting.
We're going to get to that in a moment when you're doing your journey, because I think you have a story there to tell.
Yes, I do.
So you're a career teacher.
Yes.
Your career spanning over what?
33 years.
33 years.
Yes.
That's a long time with children.
So
Reading your book, I think I can confidently say that you really, really enjoy your job, yeah?
I do.
You do?
I do.
The one thing I thought was that your memories in this are so clear.
Yeah.
Like, you journal?
Yes and no. I think the first cohort of Facebook, I used it a lot to tell stories. And then I realized, oh, okay, come on. I've actually been journaling using Facebook.
Yeah.
So I just went back to Facebook and grabbed. Yeah, and then these are some of the stories that when you meet your age mates or your siblings, the stories you tell them over and over again, and they keep on adding things, and it's like, I can't remember that. So moving from that to the aspect of oral literature, where these stories are told in family gatherings, they're told in friends gatherings, over, some of them even when I was three years old. I remember bits and pieces, but because my parents have told the stories, my brothers have told the stories, I can actually visualize and see.
You can visualize
Yeah,
it.
so, but journaling, I don't.
You don't do I don't. Deliberate journaling?
No, I don't. I'm very erratic.
At what point did you decide that the clips and everything you write on Facebook needs to get into a book?
I was actually targeting my 50th birthday. Yeah, like that pastor, gosh, I can't remember his name. I'm doing badly.
Yeah.
who published a book and artwork for his 50th birthday. So I was targeting my 50th birthday. I wanted to release a proper memoir. Then I got a ghostwriter to kind of help out.
Yeah.
And she messed up, as in everything just disappeared, and I missed it. So my 50th birthday passed, kind of without anything. And then I said, okay, fine, why don't I just, should I say what? Why don't I do excerpts? And if you've read the book, you'll realize there are quite a number of incomplete stories. So what I did was just like, I took 3 books and got excerpts and put them into one book. So this is a collection from 3 different, distinct books, right?
So you're telling me you have other books? You have like complete manuscripts?
No, not complete. I'm working on.
Oh, you're working on them?
I'm working on.
You're going to?
Yes, but the reason I cannot publish them is because like my journey as a teacher is not over.
Yeah.
So I can't publish my memoir as a teacher until I really retire from teaching or I die.
So well, you can't publish when you're dead either.
Posthumously, guys can do it from me, right? Yeah, so I'm just still in the process of collecting and collating, kind of, right? And then my journey in philanthropy as well it's not over because I'm still doing it. And
Yeah, I should have actually, when in the introduction, I should have said you're a serious philanthropist, and we are also going to talk about a bit of that at some point. These stories, they're all true, yeah?
They're all true.
Hakuna aromat.
Nah. They're true.
They're true.
Yes.
Also, I'm actually very good that you've said, because when you mentioned ghostwriter, I was a bit like, oh my God, he just broke my heart. Because in my head, I was thinking Clifford is such a good writer.
Yes.
And then when you said, maybe it's a good thing the ghostwriter actually lost your work.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
because I got my voice.
Yeah, you got your voice.
Yes.
It's really nice. They're very visual, and I can see you going every moment. And I would like you to tell me about your relationship with a few of your students that feature in this, because I could just picture you. These students you feature here, do you still see them?
When is today? Today is Friday, right? So Wednesday I had a date with one of them. She's come down from Canada and she looked for me.
Yeah.
And she says, I have to meet you.
Yeah.
She's what, first year university? Yeah. And the last time I actually taught her was 7 years ago. So in the last 7 years, we've not really met because I've moved on, kind of, right?
Yeah.
But there she was in the country, and the DM, can I meet you? And we met on Wednesday.
Why do you think you were able to have a hold of your students like that?
Well, because of my philosophy about education. Yes, education is not about subjects, it's about people. Right?
I think I read that a couple of times.
If you make it about subjects, then they'll remember that you're a brilliant maths teacher, a brilliant physics teacher. But if you make it about people, then they'll remember that you're a brilliant teacher. You're a brilliant person.
Yeah.
Kind of. So I always go to the heart. And it's very easy. It's so simple that, should I say, it's something that cannot even be, should I say, taught. It's just to pay attention to the student. So the last 20 or so years, one of my rituals is that the first thing in the morning, I'm at work by 6:30, right? So maybe the watchman Nafungwa gate. And I actually welcome them. I just
stand there welcoming
Yes, I stand there for the next 1 hour or whatever.
Yeah.
But through welcoming them on a daily basis, I see you. And the day your eyes are red, I'll ask you, did you sleep well?
Yeah.
And you'll start crying and telling me, no.
Like, for instance, your current posting, how many students do you have to
say hi to?
Like, hello.
Actually, maybe 700, maybe 800.
Whoa, every teacher.
Every day.
That's a lot.
It is. But see, it's just come, going, right?
Yeah.
They come, they go, and whatever kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so because of that, then I form a relationship with them. There's a bond created. That's number one. Number two is that I teach. I teach creative writing. So when I go to class to teach, I'm teaching you. I already know you from the greetings and everything. In fact, I joke in the morning, I hope you've done my homework. And 3 out of 10 is like, the guy has not done my homework. So already I've preempted something. It's like I've taken interest, right? The third thing also is that I pay attention to things like birthdays, I pay attention to weddings, I pay attention to death, kind of, right? In fact, we have a policy that if you have any of these things, as a school, we have to go and visit.
Yeah.
So once I take an interest in you as a person, then we have a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of. It's just not a contract. It's a relationship.
Is that like the relationship that did you ask for their permission, by the way? I was interested in that. I know there is one, definitely you had the permission because she has told her own story here. Yeah. But did you have to get in touch with?
Yes, I got in touch with all of them. I told them.
I noticed some you had changed names.
Yes, I was going to. I told them I'm going to feature this. And do you mind?
Yeah.
And more than minding, they were so excited.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. And then by now, most of them are adults.
Yes.
They're past 18.
Yeah.
So I don't have to tell them, go and ask your parents. Like I'm just asking. They were just more than thrilled.
Yeah.
And when the book came out, I actually looked for them and personally delivered the copy.
Yeah.
And took a photo and whatever, talk about it.
Okay.
And it's something that I think the real memoir on my teaching journey, when it comes out, it will be bigger and fatter than this. And it will be more reflective as well. So it will have more and deeper stories right?
Deeper than this one, because a few of them are a bit tear-jerking, actually.
Yeah, but that's because, I mean, what do you call it? There are few stories, but now the others are actually more, and they're, should I say, they're more to the heart, and they're more heartwarming, and very, very simple things, very, very small things.
About your street family, I don't know whether that's not how to. Is that the what do you call them? The children you feed on the street.
Oh, well, we just call them homeless.
Homeless.
Yeah, and that's why the group is called Homeless of Nairobi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that start? I didn't really get that.
Yeah,
there was a guy with the bread.
Yes, yeah, because when that one is, again, see, that's another book on its own, giving you the, well, it started accidentally. When I was just taking a walk, casual walk in the evening, and then I saw some two boys haggling with a lady who was selling maize. And they had 10 bob and she was selling at what, 20 bob. So they were telling her, can you just break half of it and get it? And she was, no, I'm not breaking half. So I told her, just give them, I'll pay. And she was like, no, don't buy for these ones. These guys, you buy for them, they'll all come here. And I'm like, I don't mind. Okay. Yeah, so I bought for them the maize. Yeah. And of course, true, they disappeared and came back with another 5. Yes. And I bought for them, and they disappeared, came another 20, you know. But so within a short time, I'm like, I've got these 20 guys, and I'm like, for the longest time, I've been procrastinating about starting a feeding program. And
so there's something you had, yes. It was like premeditated.
Yes, it was something that I always wanted to start. But always, the thing is, I don't have money, I don't have sponsors, I don't have land, I don't have the place. You always find excuses not to start because you're looking for money. Yeah. And then here it actually presents itself bang right in front of your face. 20 street boys. And I mean the proper street boys. Yeah. You know, kind of dirty. Glue and exactly, high and whatever kind of thing. Yeah. And of course, I got talking to them. And luckily, having been brought up in Eastland, we could speak the same language. Right? And they were like, oh, okay. Then one of them asked me, utarudi kesho? And that to me was like, ooh. I said yes. So good. Commitment. And the following day, I was actually there.
To buy maize?
Yes, and that was 25th November 2014. And you've not stopped.
So where does that money? I know right now you have some sponsors and you've got ways of raising funds. Yeah. But I am imagining you didn't have that back then. Yeah. How did that work?
Well, I like what Dr. Vincent Ogutu, or Professor Vincent Ogutu of Strathmore University said. Yeah. He says the money is there. It's there with you guys. He looks at the people, it's like he's looking for 30 billion. And I know it's here, guys. You can raise it. Right? It's about tapping into it. So the funds are there. The willingness is there, you know, kind of. It's just that we don't tap into it. Yeah. I mean, if I asked you for just one packet of unga, you'll give it to me.
I'll give you.
But if I get the opportunity to ask 1 million Kenyans one packet of, they'll give it to me. Yeah. You know, kind of. So we have to create that avenue. So yes, so when I started, it was a very, should I say, simple formula that I used. And I told guys, listen, I need 1,000 bob a day to feed these guys. At that time it was 1,000 shillings. So I'm looking for 30 people.
This is like on Facebook now?
Yes, on social media, yes, on Facebook. I'm looking for 30 people to give me 1,000 bob, 30 different people to give me 1,000 bob a day. And preferably it's your birthday. And boom. For the next 1 year, I had no problem feeding. Wow. Because is it your birthday? Yeah. Yes, just give me 1,000 bob. Yeah. No one gave me 1,000 bob. No. Yeah. You're like, okay, yeah, take 2,000, take 3,000, you know, kind of. So for the next 1 year, it's only that when I cracked that one, the problem became bigger. Because initially it was just to feed them. But now, when I cracked the feeding them, it was now guys want to go back to school. For them to go back to school, they need shelter. For them to need shelter, it means I have to start an orphanage, you know, kind of. So just kept on growing, you know. Yeah. And within 1 year, we had the feeding, we had an orphanage, and we had guys back to school. Now that was expensive. Yeah. So after 1 year, you realize you cannot use the same trick again. Because most people are like, but I've already given it to you. Why do I give you again? Yeah. But now came in a group of well-wishers, and most of them are my former students and their parents in terms of helping in kind. So in terms of foodstuffs and cooking, we're almost sorted. So now the fight is for the school fees for the guys who are back to school. So in terms of numbers, we feed 150 street families or homeless every single day.
Today.
Yes, even today. Yes. And then the orphanage caters for the 30, the ones who now want to go back to school. There are those who don't want to go back to school, so we try kind of a hybrid system called Shule Mtaani. So we have kind of a hall in the slums of Deep Sea in High Ridge, so they can come in and out, and get people to work with them.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be institutionalized.
No.
Yes.
I can understand them.
Yeah.
But I certainly don't. So has that influenced your writing?
Well, it has. Both.
Apart from like giving you the material to write about,
Yes, yeah.
Is there another way that it might have?
Yes, it actually brought, because I think, just being a teacher, right, I was used to seeing the good side or the happy side, apart from a few film roles here and whatever kind of thing, right? But majorly, in fact, what I can say is that in my 33 years of teaching, I have buried less than 3 or 4 of my students, 33 years. In 9 years of feeding guys on the streets, I've buried close to 20 guys.
Whoa.
Yes. So I've buried more people. In a short span of time. Okay. Now, it makes you pay attention to the sufferings of people, right? In a way that you are more, should I say, more proactive in a number of things. But on the flip side, what I was sensitive about in the smaller things, in the usual soft life, it has made me harder.
Do you write anything else? Do you like do fiction or?
I started with children's books. Actually, in fact, I didn't bring them because.
I didn't know that bit.
Yes, I do. So we just released 15 books with Oxford Publishers. We co-authored with 2 other authors. Grade 1 readers.
That's for schools specifically.
Not really, but because they're readers, they're storybooks, isn't it? Yeah. But at least they're structured in that way. CBC with themes and whatever kind of thing. But what do you call creative fiction? Just because it's just not any fiction. It's just, so that's one. I started off also with, I have what they call Islander series, which is kind of semi-autobiographical about my childhood. That's where I started from.
Okay.
Yeah, and that one I have 5 books out of 24. Again, the publisher screwed up. So the thing is that I was not able to finish the whole series. And then I'm also a playwright, but I specialize on kids literature. So I think about 20 plays. The last
you produce those ones in the schools,
musicals.
Teaching,
Yes.
How is that?
Well, it's between myself and the kids, just to celebrate. For me, it's not even commercial or anything. It's just like, okay, guys.
Yeah. I have something here.
I have something here and this and whatever kind of thing.
Would you venture outside the school?
No, I just within my school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would not venture, given an opportunity.
Well, I love challenges. Let me put it that way, right? But I'm just one of those ones who I'll never monetize. I don't know how to monetize. Those idiots is like, yay! I'm on TV, yay!
Yes.
Like,
I'll monetize for you.
Yeah, like the following day, what's the next challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking for that. I'm like,
so your climax is that challenge done?
Done, finished.
But you're selling the book, right? So,
yes.
I mean, it's.
I'm selling it because I self-published, right? Which means I had to put in money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you need your money back.
I need my money back. I got my money back.
Yes.
But also, I was selling it also, or I'm selling it also to fundraise.
Yes.
For our projects.
For the project.
Right? So any money that comes, I just. So I've not paid myself. I just took it to the project.
Well, you published, you printed in India.
I printed in India.
Why did you choose to go to India?
Well, the fellow was dealing with I would call him my agent, right? The editing and the layout, all this were done in Kenya, were done locally.
Yeah.
And we had the option of printing in Kenya or printing outside. So when we looked at the costs, it was actually cheaper to print in India because of numbers and volumes than here, and then the quality as well. What we had as should I say, samples from India were kind of higher quality than the ones we had here in Kenya. For the same quality in Kenya, I would have to pay maybe 2 or 3 times more.
Quality like in the paper?
Both. Just even the binding itself.
Even the binding?
Yeah, even just the binding itself. And should I say, even the symmetry. Yeah. Because when I pick a book, especially the locally printed one, and the first thing that actually I see is just, it's not symmetrical. Exactly.
OCD much?
And okay, I'm not OCD, but it bothers me. When I'm reading a book and then it's like, it's slightly you can see, okay, am I the one who's nuts or is this thing kind of right? Yeah, so just those small things. And I had a couple of friends who had told me that, Cliff, make sure that your first book, kind of right, does not have all those mistakes here and whatever kind of thing, because that's what people will judge you with. And I said, okay, fine. So I told him, fine, why don't you just try India and see what comes out of it.
I love a perfect score. How many titles do you have before you picked on this? It's perfect.
Oh, this was picked by the consultant, the editor, Otieno Owino. We tried, because there were 10 stories, so we tried 10 out of 10, 10 over 10, but Willis Raburu has got a program like that. So he said, it's going to be,
for dancing.
It's like this is going to be. So the guy says, yeah, but 10 out of 10 is a perfect score.
And then bingo.
Bingo, but now very interesting. We had I think 3 or 4 different cover designs before we settled on this. What shocked me is when someone looked at it and said, A, perfect score. Not a perfect score.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay.
So how do you say it? A or?
No. I mean, grade A is perfect. The highest grade you can get in school
is an A.
Is an A. So someone said,
perfect score.
Then someone actually looked at it and it was a kid who said, oh, so this is an A. I said, what is an A? The perfect score.
I would like to ask you to read for us a passage. I don't know.
Which one?
Which one? Is there one you can pick?
I have a few favorite ones. Yeah. And I think my daughter also loves it. Clifford Akinyi.
Yeah, Akinyi. We were there at her birth.
Sweating.
Yes.
And all that. I just leave.
What page is it?
I think 44, 45. I think 45 will do.
Okay.
Yeah, because that is...
it had to be her story.
Yeah, I mean, I look at the other stories. Quite a number of them, I'm talking about people, but I'm not talking about myself.
Okay.
So here is a situation whereby my emotions come out and hardly come out. There are only 2 or 3 places where my full emotions have come out. Yeah. Okay, so I'll take it from where? Somewhere in the middle. Page 45. From Consolatus Place, I then make my way to the bus stop to board a KBS number 59 to Buruburu Phase 1, where we live. And it is during this journey that I remember Dr. Ndavi's words. Cliff, we had to prepare the theater as an emergency measure because Bernadette's BP was misbehaving. Now the panic hits me. What if he had not made it? There are stories of maternal deaths, and now I understand how things can go awry. I'm home in half an hour. I unlock the door and enter the house that I saw a day before, a day that looks like a lifetime. In between leaving home yesterday and today is a big difference in a small way. Elsie Akinyi Oluoch, 3.9 kgs at birth, is that difference. I am alone in the house, yet we are many. I go down on my knees and pray to thank the Almighty for having seen us through the journey. Then the dam breaks. I cry. Time unfreezes. My whole being goes through life as if hypnotized. Something great that has happened, and the reality is now sinking in. I forced myself to come back to reality and go through the checklist again. The child's clothes bought over a period of 6 months are waiting to be tried and tested. The cot in the corner of our bedroom is decorated in pink. The mattress and tiny blankets are inviting. The process is completed with the paying of the hospital bill. Bernadette and I have been saving for this day and had already paid a deposit to the hospital. Dr. Ndavi's bill is separate from the hospital one and is settled directly with him. 2 days later, Bernadette is discharged from hospital. By this time, through word of mouth, my family and friends are aware we have been blessed with a baby girl. The discharge day, I once again go through the checklist and ensure that everything is set. This time, my buddy PK is not around to help with transport, so I hire a taxi home. Beat the drums.
Beat the drums.
Yes.
I like the way, thank you so much for that. I've just looked at this and then I remembered between every short one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to call the in-between ones.
What you know, call them vignettes.
The what?
He called them vignettes. That's what he called them.
Okay.
Yeah, vignette. And then they're in a different font.
Yeah, they are.
That I borrowed from Born a Crime. What's his name again? Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah.
Yeah, Trevor.
Yes. Because I read his book and I saw that.
Yeah.
That in between the stories, there were shorter stories and in different font.
Yeah.
Totally unrelated with the other story. And I like that.
Because I love it as well. Because I'm thinking, okay, there's absolutely no point of doing that, yet it's working so well.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's what do you call it? Dr. Tom Odhiambo calls sketches. You know,
Yeah.
It's all over. It's ugly, but it's beautiful in its own ugliness.
Yeah, because I thought of it and I'm like, when I saw the first one, I was like, why are they changing the fonts? And then I'm like, okay, that's really, really short. And then I moved on to the next one. And then I realized, oh, okay, now we are back.
Yes.
And then
there's no
I was
relationship.
like, is there a point? What's the point?
There's
no point yet. It's absolutely
on its own.
On its own.
And it's a story on its own.
It's a story on its own.
Very short.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, at least some of the stories you're going to extend.
Not quite. Yeah. Because I think they're just okay there they are.
Yeah.
So it might end up the same kind of approach.
Yeah.
The vignettes
are
there in the long stories. Because if we check a story like, what do you call it? Ria, I'm your teacher forever. That's a story on its own.
Oh, it's kind of emotional.
Yeah, you're right. So I have got those ones that are stories on their own, and then I've got just the short vignettes, which now become like show the real emotions.
Yeah.
Into my life as a teacher.
That is true.
As a
getting so attached.
Philanthropist and crying.
And letting go. How are the teachers, your colleagues treating you?
Well, I'm an easy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have a serious problem with me in the sense of they're used to the big man syndrome, which I'm not used to. Yeah. To me, it's like, guys, so you've got a job to do.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And I lead from the front.
Yeah.
Because I'm a hard worker.
Yeah.
I'm kind of. But my philosophy is very simple: is that if you can't keep up with me, I'll ask you. Right? You are the one who should lead.
Yeah.
I should not kick you out. Yes. So keep up or just. Yeah, those ones. But it's a very relaxed atmosphere. You have your targets. You know what you're supposed to do and everything. Tusipigane.
Why are you waiting for me to come and tell you what to do when you know what to do?
Yeah, and it's not only me, that's how I was brought up at Strathmore School, both as a student and as a teacher. It was like everyone knows their job, has their job.
How did it feel, by the way, to be a child of both sides of the divide?
It's brilliant.
It's brilliant.
Yes, it's brilliant, and it's also a bit scary because at one point you're neither here nor here. These guys think that you belong on that side, and these other guys think you belong on that side. So you become like Trevor Noah, because you become like those now the colored. The blacks think that you're too white, and the whites think that you're too black. Kind of. So you end up.
Sadly, we are coming to the end of today's program. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun talking to you. I've always wanted to talk to you, by the way. And also, I need to promise, I think my daughter's two head teachers, that I need to get this book. But they
Where do they school?
They go to Tigoni.
Okay.
They're in Tigoni school.
The international school, right?
No, not the international. They go in public school.
Okay, which one is it?
It's I think the oldest one there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to you on the side. I would like you to look at this camera.
Okay.
That's your camera.
That's my
And
camera.
have a parting shot. You can unaweza tuma salamu or anything, or just have a word of encouragement to our authors.
Okay.
Anything. You've got a minute?
Yeah. Yeah, so anybody who has a story out there, get it out. If you cannot publish, just go to social media and just run a few short clips on what is happening. There's always a good story out there, and for us who are writers, we are looking out for those stories. And sometimes you never know who that story is going to inspire, whether it's true or not, because sometimes just the thought process is what some people look for, while others will look at, should I say what is happening to others out there. So get writing and also get reading. It's as important. And if you're a teacher, inspire your students to read. If you're a parent, read to your children. Let's go and read. Read, read, read. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mwalimu Clifford.
Karibu.
That was an awesome session.
Asante.
And again, I've challenged you. Next time, I'd like to interview you again, but I want to interview you when your other book is out. The one I'm waiting for.
The fiction.
The fiction.
The fiction.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I've got 3 of them, so I have to see how I can get them out.
Okay. You can.
Let me talk to my guys to see if you can start, because the manuscript is ready.
Okay.
Yeah, just now.
Let me just have
the process.
And now we've come to the end of today's program. We hope that you enjoyed it. See you next time. It's bye-bye.